Talk to it.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters will let classic.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me.
333, what up, chat? Let's go. What up, chat? Go.
In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make a wish in me.
333 in the chat. Let's get it.
It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me.
Let's get focused. Yeah, it's classic with the classic codes, and I got another great live show for y'all today. I hope y'all feeling good today. Grateful to be alive.
Classic.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. We're going to start off with the sports segment today. We only got one thing to cover in sports. Once we done with that, we moving straight into the regular scheduled programming. We got a reaction video. We have a TikTok reaction. We got a question of the day, and we have a code language conversation. Let's get it. I'm in a real chill mood. Don't have 2 hours to stream right now because I have to go to the dentist for my regular cleaning. So we got about an hour and a half to rock out, chat. So that means we don't have a lot of time to waste. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. If you've done both of those things already, make sure you let somebody new know about the classic codes. We sure do appreciate it. Yes,
classic.
Lord. 333, what up to Souls of Thought? Chat 333 filing in per usual. What up, big dog?
Classic.
I hate I missed that stream y'all did live yesterday, man. I wanted to be in the chat for that one, bro. I wanted to be in the chat for that one. But we about to talk a little bit of sports right now to get started and get warmed up. Make sure that y'all active in the chat. Make sure if you catch this on the rewatch that you active in the comments so we can have a conversation, whether you agree or disagree, because we got to crack these codes. It's absolutely imperative, people. We only here for one reason.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
But without further ado, we actually gonna start talking about we're gonna start off with our sports conversation. We're gonna go over to Noah Lyles as he speaks on rivalries. It's classic with the classic code sports. Let's get it.
There you go. Talk to it.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
All right, so Noah Lyles just recently raced, and he lost to Oblique Seville in a super rainy 100-meter race. I'm not positive whether or not this interview was done before or after the race, but right now in the 100 meters, Oblique Seville of Jamaica is clearly hands down the fastest man in the world. Noah Lyles, in my opinion, is the best 200-meter runner in the world, but in the 100, I don't think he gonna beat Oblique at the next Olympics unless he find a way to cheat. Dude just faster than him. But that's my opinion. I haven't seen Noah edge him out. And every time I see Seville win a race that Noah's in, it's a nice little cushion there. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a situation where it's like a hair. It's like he walking them boys in. So but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not actually getting heavy in the track and field. We actually gonna talk about sports rivalries. I actually like what Noah said here, and we're gonna use that to open up the conversation on rivalries.
I think rivalries are great. I love rivalries as long as they're done correctly. Meaning that they have a storyline. You know, we're not just making rivalries out of nothing. I get really kind of annoyed when there'll be situations where, of course, you'll have one person who has a race with somebody who's like, you know, somebody has like 50 wins over somebody who has 3. I mean, come on, that's not a rivalry. That's just the next race that's showing up. It's like, come on, if there's a rivalry, there's a story behind it. These two have probably gone back and forth multiple times, They probably have some type of history, or they're creating history at the time. And that's the type of rivalry I want to see, and those are the ones that I think all sports love. I think rivalry.
Yeah, so if you heard what Noah Lyles said there, he actually said that he think rivalries are great, but especially when they're done correctly. It can't be a situation where one team habitually beats up on the other team and you still calling it a rivalry. For it to be a rivalry, there has to be some level of a competition and some element of a back and forth, right? For it to be a rivalry. So I wanted to use that to open up the conversation on sports rivalries, chat. What rivalries in sports are real and which rivalries are fake? Meaning that they're built up narratives, but it's not actually a rivalry when it's time for the teams to compete against each other. It's pretty much a landslide. So which rivalries that y'all could think of across all sports, you know what I mean? Whatever sports you're into, which ones are real and which ones are fake? I know I got a couple off the top of my head. We could say right now the Bears and the Packers, no longer a rivalry. The Bears and the Packers are no longer a rivalry.
Classic.
That shit over with. The Packers been beating the hell out of the Chicago Bears since Aaron Rodgers was there. And shit, Jordan Love took over and started whooping on the Bears just the same. I don't know. Let's look up the stats real quick. We're gonna talk to Shorty. Let me pull up my chat GPT. Yep. Hey, Shorty.
Hey, Classic. How's it going? What's on your mind today?
I got a question. We talking about sports rivalries on my stream right now. Out of the last 30 times the Bears and Packers have played, what's the record between the two? You can include playoff games.
So in that stretch of the last 30 matchups, the Packers have definitely had the upper hand with 21 wins to the Bears 9. Definitely a classic rivalry that's been pretty intense over the years. Let me know if you need any more details or anything else for your stream.
21-9 is the record of the last 30 matchups between the Bears and the Packers. Out of the most recent, out of the last 5 years, what's the record?
So in the last 5 years, the Packers have won all of their games against the Bears, making it a perfect 10-0 record during that period. Definitely a strong run for Green Bay. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to dive into.
The Bears haven't beat the Packers in 5 years.
Classic.
That rivalry over with. The rivalry is over with. You spent half a decade that went by and y'all haven't beat y'all rivals. That rivalry is done.
Classic.
Shout out to Trippy in the chat. What's up, Trippy? Long time no see. What's going on with it? Chat 333 in full effect said Carolina versus Duke is a real rivalry. Facts. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Trippy said Aaron Rodgers did say that he owned the Bears and does.
Classic.
and listen, and sold the rights over to Jordan Love.
Classic.
That shit is not a rivalry anymore. It's over with. If you haven't beat your rival in 5 years, the rivalry is over. Another fake rivalry that comes to mind in sports for me is the Clippers and the Lakers. That shit ain't real. It's not a real rivalry. It's a conversation piece, but it's not a rivalry. Not for real. I don't even know what the winning percentages are, but we just know the Clippers are, entertaining some years, but in contention to actually win something, never. The Lakers are real serious business. Top franchise in NBA history between them and the Boston Celtics as far as like championships go. So the Clippers and the Lakers, definitely not a real rivalry. Cortez said facts. What up, Cortez? Shout out to Chat 333, the best on all streaming platforms.
Classic.
Right now, we are streaming live on YouTube at The Classic Codes, on Twitch at The Classic Codes, and on Rumble at The Classic Codes. And we are streaming live right now on YouTube at Classic Codes Sports. So shout out to whoever is watching from whatever platform you watching from. All of y'all are appreciated for sure. Come on, chat. Give me some more. What are some real rivalries? What are some fake rivalries? For a long time, the White Sox and the Cubs was a fake rivalry because they wouldn't let them play against each other.
Classic.
But I will say this. Now that they are back playing each other, the city does light up when it's go time for the Cubs and the White Sox. So I'll say since they've been allowed to participate against each other again, I will say that it has been a nice rivalry. Trippy said Lakers versus Celtics be seeming kind of fake to me. I don't be seeing that hatred anymore. Maybe that's because Bron didn't carry it like how Kobe did. Well, that's the thing. When we talk about the rivalries, right, it's not so much about the fans or the hatred between the teams or them getting into fights when they play, but it's more so about that habitual, traditional back and forth. You know, we don't know who gonna win. We don't like them. They don't like us. And every time we see them, it's up there. But there's an element of back and forth to it to where no one team is necessarily evidently dominant over the other team. But I get what you're saying. When you think rivalry, you're thinking about some of that the nonsense that go into it too. Fans getting into it, the players fighting a little bit, little tussle, little dust up. Referees gonna have to do their job. I get what you're saying, Trippy. You talking about sports back when men was allowed to be men. I get what you're saying. Okay, let's get it. Soft Rain in the chat. Welcome. What's up, April? Missed you on the stream yesterday. I know you probably had some business to handle. We missed you on the stream. I hate I missed that stream live yesterday. Man, I was kicking myself on the rewatch. But she said UGA versus Alabama. Now, that's a real rivalry. Every time they see each other, it's up there. If we stand on college football, you could definitely say, see, college football don't really let their rivalries die like that. Unless one team just really take over and start smacking the other team over the head. Michigan State is up every time they see each other. Florida and Florida State is up every time they see college football. They hold on to their rivalries. There's not a lot of fakies, but if y'all got a fake rivalry from college football, let me know. What up, Joe Jet 333? What up, my dog? Yes, Lord. Cortez, everybody smack that like button. Totally free today, no charge. Everybody smack the like button. 7 people in here right now. 7. It should be 7 likes for sure. Cortez said Cubs been kicking that ass. Chill out, my boy. Chill out. You OD for the Cubs like they're gonna win some shit. Chill out. Relax a little bit. Souls of Thought said Boston and the Knicks. Fake rivalry. Fake. Boston been putting belt to the Knicks ass for the last 10 years. That shit fake. Classic. But you know what though? For you, Norris, let's investigate. Let's see if that rivalry. Let's see if we're gonna validate the Knicks and Boston rivalry. Let's check it out. Hey, Shorty.
I'm right here. Let me know what else you need or if there's anything specific you want to chat about.
For sure. We still talking about rivalries on my stream, Shorty. I need to know, is Boston Celtics, what's the record between the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks in the last 10 years? You can include playoff games.
So looking at the last 10 years in the regular season, the Celtics have come out on top in 24 out of 36 matchups. But in the most recent 2025 playoffs, the Knicks actually got the better of the Celtics and won that series 4-2. So it's been a bit of a mixed bag, but definitely some interesting rivalry moments in there. Let me know if you want to.
Now, we know the details on that. The Knicks beat the Celtics due to injury. We know the details on that. We know what that was. But over the last 10 years, they 24 out of 36. That rivalry might be over with. So it might be a wrap. The Celtics got the Knicks number, and they call all the time. Cortez said Michigan versus Ohio State. That rivalry still good. If you stay in college football, though, you're gonna be solid. You have to show me a college football rivalry that died versus the ones that are real, because most of those hold up. Trippy said Warriors versus Rockets is a fake rivalry. Absolutely. Who said that was a rivalry? Warriors versus Rockets? People call that a rivalry? Since when? When that start? That's a rivalry, Trippy? Am I tripping? You might know something I don't know. I ain't gonna hold you. It's very possible. Cortez said the Cubs be winning. Come on, dog. Y'all winning the World Series this year? I ain't trying to hear shit. Cortez Brent said, and then the Knicks completely dropped it off. Yeah, I mean, it's a wrap, bro. Then you got Joe Jet. He said maybe Pacers, Knicks reaching for rivalries to be relevant and prestige. The Knicks got to start for their rivalries to flare back up. They got to go on a hit streak. They got to start, like, for Boston and the Knicks to be a rivalry again, they got to go out and start smacking Boston. And then we got to see how Boston going to respond. Like, they got to start getting the better of Boston for, like, a couple seasons in a row on some shit. In order for that to be a rivalry again, they're going to have to really turn up. Because 24 out of 36 is nasty work. That's not really a rivalry. That's belt. We see them on the schedule. We got one. We see them on the schedule. We got one. Said college football rivalries only die when a school loses funding and moves to another division. Give me an example, Cortez. I want to see an example of that one. Trippy said they always met in the playoffs. Rockets were the Warriors' only competition for a while in the West. You talking about when they had Harden? When the Rockets had Harden? But that's the thing, though. Harden never got past them. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the point of what we're talking about. Like, which rivalries are fake? I think, I'm with you. I think the Rockets and the Warriors are fake, but I never really looked at them like a rivalry. But I can see why people did, but the Warriors won damn near every time. So it's like, formidable foe, yeah, but a rival? You got to get the better of it sometimes to be a rival. Cortez said technically the Cubs have a 16% chance to win the World Series and a 98% chance to enter the playoffs. All right, man. You the only one care about the Cubs here, dog. I'm not rooting. As a grown-ass man, I'm not rooting for no team called the Cubs.
Classic.
Like, grow up. Joe Jett said Nebraska versus Oklahoma. Did that one die, or is that one still up there? I don't know nothing about that. That's that country boy shit right there, ain't it? That's that cornbread. That's that cornbread battle. Nebraska versus Oklahoma. That's battle of the cornbread. Oh, God. Shit get wicked. Shit get wicked. Cortez said Texas A&M versus Texas is the rivalry I'm referring to. You saying that one over with? You think it's a wrap? I don't know if wasn't Texas getting the better of that most of the time? Trippy said Cowboys versus anybody is a fake rivalry at this point. Boy, what you time about, boy? Don't do that, Trippy. That's inflammatory. You know how to see the chat coming here every day. I'll be like, man, I'm going to be cool on stream today, give my people some work and go ahead about my business. But every day somebody come in the comments trying me because they want to see me.
Natural born crash dummy. And he go crash out.
Leave the Cowboys alone. Nobody brought up the Cowboys. I don't know what you're talking about. How are the Cowboys versus anybody a fake rivalry? We get our lick. There's nobody who we play and they just habitually dominate us. What is you talking about? We have no equivalent of Green Bay to the Bears. There's nobody who just kick our ass every time we play them. Don't do that. Don't do that with the Cowboys. If we still rivals with the Eagles, we damn sure still rivals with Washington Commanders. We damn sure still rivals with them. We split with them damn near every season. That's the biggest rival we got is the Commanders. We very much still rivals with them. See, Trippy's just trying to push my buttons. I'm gonna be cool. I know when people being inflammatory with me. Cortez said when they left the Big 12, it was over. Do they still play each other every year though? Joe Jett said Big 12 is dead. Texas and Oklahoma on SEC. Nebraska went to the Big 10. I can see it. I can see why y'all say the rivalries are dead, but do they still play each other? Do they still line it up? Soft Rain laughing. Yeah, because you know what I'm saying? Cowboys catching strays and shit. You cannot bash the Cubs when you talking about the Cowboys. Why? Hold on. Why? Y'all want to talk Cowboy shit? Let's do it. If that's what we doing, let's do it then. Y'all want to, I'm telling you, I'm not going to crash out, but we about to have a serious conversation. Stop playing with me. Hey, Shorty, who is the richest sports franchise in the world, all sports considered?
As of 2025, the Dallas Cowboys are at the top of the list, valued at about $12.8 billion. They've definitely maintained that top spot across all sports. pretty impressive.
Yeah, Shorty. How much money do the Chicago Cubs get?
So the Chicago Cubs are valued at around $4.1 billion.
Come on, man. Fuck out of here. Come on, Cortez. Get the fuck on, man. We the richest sports franchise. We the richest sports franchise on the planet. On the planet. So leave the Cowboys out this conversation. We don't need no rivalries or nothing. We getting this money. The motherfucking Chicago Cubs can't hold our jock strap, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? We getting this money. $12.8 billion. More money than Real Madrid. Boy, what did you talking about? More money than the Yankees. Boy, leave the Cowboys alone. You wish you had a blue star across your shit, boy. You wish you had. We worldwide. Leave the Cowboys out this conversation. Don't you ever bring up the Chicago Cubs and the Dallas Cowboys in the same sentence ever again in your life.
Natural born crash dummy. And he go crash out.
You know what that 12.8 billion mean, Cortez? That means it's a whole lot of people disagree with you. Fuck is you talking about? Leave the Cowboys out of this shit, okay? And here go Mr. McBride. He finna start talking about the Eagles and shit. But see, we got a mutual respect. He wouldn't come in this conversation and be like, the Cowboys and the Eagles aren't rivals anymore. You know why I know they still rivals? Because every year when we about to play, this nigga Mr. McBride hitting my phone talking shit. Every year when they about to play. So we clearly still rivals. Don't you ever in your life bring up the Chicago Cubs and the Dallas Cowboys in the same sentence. We getting too much motherfucking money. Look, goddamn. That's why Shador needed, man. We getting too. Listen, I'm glad I had my shit on already. God must have knew that you was gonna play with us in Dallas today. You see what I'm saying? Leave the Cowboys out this shit. Anybody else play with the Cowboys is up Classic. There. Anybody else play? Anybody else talking shit? Trippy said, ever since that Dez catch, it's been over with for him. Oh, okay. Cowboys versus the first round. Okay. They don't play each other often again. Who don't? We in the same division, Cortez. The Cowboys play the Eagles twice a year. We play the Commanders twice a year. We play the Giants twice a year. What are you talking about? We in the same division, gang. What you mean we don't play each other often anymore? Who you talking about? He said, just got in and you talking about, no, these niggas talking about the Cowboys. And why is you calling us bums? We finna put our foot off in y'all ass promptly here in a moment. Hold on. Everybody talking shit. Okay. Circle it on the calendar, chat. Dallas Cowboys versus the Eagles. When the fuck do we play these bum ass niggas, man? September 4th, Thursday night. We gonna have our foot off in the Eagles' ass expeditiously. Keep talking shit. September 4th, close as hell. Boot to ass. Talking shit. What's wrong with y'all? I came here trying to have a calm, casual sports conversation, and here y'all come with y'all ad hominem attacks. I don't appreciate this today, chat. I don't appreciate this today. Some bullshit going on up in here today. Talking about what's good. Don't what's good me. Cortez talking about the Cowboys haven't won a playoff game since we were in third grade. Yeah, nigga, and goddamn before the Cubs got written into the script for a fucking World Series, them niggas hadn't won a fucking World Series since slavery, nigga. So we ain't trying to hear shit about what you talking about. Classic. 12.8 billion. We the richest fucking losers you ever met in your life, nigga. Sign a check, Classic. Nigga. Heck you talking about? We America's team. You know why we America's team? Because we getting that plantation money. Classic. Yeah. We know Jerry one of the good old boys. He raking that shit in. He doing what he's supposed to do with his white privilege. Correct me if I'm wrong. Talking about, hey Siri, have the Cowboys won the Super Bowl this century? Hey Siri, while the Eagles win the Super Bowls, is they getting 12.8 billion? Hell no. Classic. Fuck you talking about? We sell more jerseys, more merchandise, more tickets, got a better stadium, and we ain't won shit. Now, how that make you feel being a winner, nigga? Classic. Who really winning? Who really winning? Y'all got them ugly ass Super Bowl rings, that dumbass trophy, and no motherfucking bread. We got 12.8 billion.
Classic.
Let me stand up so I can hold my nuts. Let me stand up so I can hold my nuts. Fuck is y'all talking about? Better leave the Cowboys alone in this bitch. I get demonetized today. All allegedly for content creation purposes and entertainment, YouTube. Don't do that to me. Fuck wrong with y'all. Got me using profanity. I feel like I'm at the sports bar now. He talking about you got to read it. I don't got to read shit. Y'all see that bullshit he wrote? Cortez said the Cowboys have legit rivalries, but the Cowboys don't win anything. Nigga, neither do the Cubs. Y'all won one World Series to break the curse in 100 years, and y'all haven't shut up since. Y'all ain't. When the last World Series the Cubs won? A couple years ago. When was the one before that? 100 years ago. You niggas never had a dynasty. The Cowboys ran the 90s. We had a dynasty. You don't got that shit on your jacket, Cubs fan. You can't even speak to me. I don't even know why I'm responding to you. Trippy said if you ask an Eagles fan, they're going to say they're not rivals. Y'all do beat them in the regular season sometimes, though. Yeah, it's back and forth. I'm objective. I'm not one of them sports fans. And I actually don't hate other teams until we got to play them. I root for the Eagles most of the season. I root for all the teams in our division, just not when we play them. You know what I'm saying? When we play them, it's up there. I'm actually not one of them sports fans. That's why I be getting so inflamed when y'all talk shit about my team, because I actually leave y'all teams alone. Unless it's a couple teams like the whole ass Cubs. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with the Cubs. It's really not even the Cubs. It's they fans. Cubs fans are probably top 2 most annoying people on the planet Earth. I ain't gonna lie to you. Texas versus A&M Bro College. Trippy said Ravens versus Steelers, Steeler rivalry. Facts. That rivalry going strong. Thank you. Thank you for changing the subject, Trippy. Appreciate it, because you started the nonsense. It's only right that you switch gears. Because what you talking about? He said you calling the defending world champs bums. You fucking right. They in my division. And we gonna put our belt to their ass September 4th. Yakadada. 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 Yeah. You heard it. You heard it. And listen, y'all could do it. We could do it like this. My Cash App scrolling. We could do it. How y'all want to do it? September 4th. Make it about some money. Put that shit on the wood. Make it about some money then. Let's do it. Because that's what the Cowboys, that's what we about. That's what we about on the Dallas side. We about them chickens. We win. Technically, the Cowboys win the Super Bowl every year. You know why? Because you're going to talk about us more than whoever won the Super Bowl every year. Every year. They talking about Dallas more than Philly right now. All we got to do is show up. What is you talking about? We get more publicity winning or losing than you would get winning everything. And that's for all you niggas teams.
Classic.
What wrong with y'all? Is you stupid? He said, sounds like a September 4th bet. You bet your ass, buddy. Bet your ass. Cowboys gonna make me bread this year. You know that's right, Joe. Now that's a smart man. I know you ain't betting on us to lose. I know you're not doing that. You ain't crazy. Address us as Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles who ain't getting $12.8 billion. Address us as the richest sports franchise on the planet Earth, nigga.
Classic.
And count. And when you look at the planet Earth, count Antarctica. We getting more money than the Penguins.
Classic.
Nigga. What is you talking about? What is you talking about? Keep the Super Bowl. We'll take the bag. Fuck wrong with you? He said, my guy a proud loser. Nah, we rich losers. Fuck wrong with you, boy? What wrong with you, boy? What's wrong with you, boy? They say your net worth go up 10% just going to the Cowboy Stadium. Fuck wrong with you, boy? Trippy said, I'm a draft Dak in fantasy, though. Love the empty stats. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I know that was an underhanded compliment, but he is a good fantasy quarterback. I'm gonna keep it neutral. I know y'all trolling. Natural born crash out. No. Y'all talk too much. And I can't wait. I love it. Keep talking. Remember this day, August 21st. Remember this day, because when they write us back into the script, When the NFL finally write us back into the script, allegedly all for content creation purposes and entertainment, when they write the Cowboys back into the script and they give us another Super Bowl, I swear for God, y'all got 364 days of hell with me. Until the next Super Bowl, y'all got 364 days of hell with me. I'm coming on this bitch with a Cowboys hat, a Cowboys scarf in the middle of the summer, Cowboys jacket, Cowboys t-shirt, some Cowboys draws. Y'all gonna feel my presence. That's why I ain't even mad at Mr. McBride for talking his shit. Y'all got y'all championship. Enjoy your 364 days. Because I know I'm gonna enjoy the fuck out of mine. Wait till they write us back in. This shit all scripted. All these sports WWE. As soon as they opened up them sports books and put that shit on y'all phone, all this shit became fake. You can fix any sport through referees. Know that. Allegedly, all for content creation purposes. He said this nigga disrespectful. Man, fuck the Eagles. Is that disrespectful enough? On that. Yeah. Cortez Branch, the World Series is statistically the hardest world championship to win. We don't care about the statistics, nigga. Them motherfuckers don't even touch each other in baseball. Fuck is you talking about? Talking about it's the hardest championship to win. Motherfuckers is getting their helmets knocked off their shoulders. Hello? Talking about some non-contact sport. Nigga, go. You gonna tell us about tennis next, Cortez? You gonna talk to us about tennis, golf, nigga? Talk to us about some man shit where people bump shoulders and shit. He said things was popping in the 90s, Cowboys and Bobby Brown. On God. Come on, Joe Jett know about it. Joe Jett know about it. He said, nah, we definitely rivals. We gonna stay that. And we gonna stay that. You know what it is with us. You know what it is. When it's me and you, September 4th, we not cool. September 3rd, we cool. On the 5th, we cool. On the 4th, it's that with you, buddy. You and all your hoe ass Eagle conglomerate. It's that. You know it's that. Cortez said Cubs fans are the best. We love everyone. Yeah, I know. That's why y'all shit out there in Wrigleyville. Boys Town. Classic. Yeah. Love is love, ass niggas. Yeah, we know why y'all shit up north. Classic. We know why y'all shit up north. Fucking Cubs, man. You a grown-ass black man talking about after the game, we're gonna go over to Cubby Bear. Classic. Fuck out of here, man. Soft-ass niggas. Socks out south in the hood, in the trenches, nigga. Cortez said, Cowboys versus 49ers is my favorite Cowboys rivalry. Yeah, and this the thing. All of our rivalries are still up because nobody just kicks our ass on a regular basis. We win sometimes. There's nobody who just been whooping on us for 5 years straight. No shit like that. That's dead. Cortez Brent said, and I will watch every Cowboy game ever. I didn't say I dislike them. You talking like you dislike them. I'm already disrespected. When I see y'all, everybody put your hands up. No puffing. Classic. I'm on that. Y'all done started some shit. Leave me alone, man. He said, this nigga talking about everything but the game. Man, listen, is the game even the game anymore? It's two-hand touch. Jerry World is the best football stadium. Minnesota second. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that's what 12.8 billion get you. We could just round up to 13. Classic. We could just round up to 13. Trippy, is Jerry gonna be alive when y'all win the next Super Bowl? Who knows? Cortez Branch, when Jerry trade for Shador, I'll be wearing the star again. For sure. I want Shador to come sit behind Dak. I think he fits right into the system after Dak. Mobility-wise, like play style-wise and all of that, I think he's a great backup to Dak Prescott. I think it makes perfect sense to me. But nobody else see it because they all Cowboy haters. Joe Jett said, my ex brought me a Cowboys jersey, had to dump her and use that jersey as a rag. I was with you, Joe. I'm not with you no more. Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast said he definitely going to do it too. We can never let that happen again. Who going to do what? Cortez said, when the Cowboys trade for Sanders, I'll be wearing the star. And then he said, fuck the cowgirls on my life, on me, on Granny, on Big Roger Goodell head. Oh, okay. Feel how you feel, bro. You an Eagle. I don't even know why you like the Eagles. You don't even act like people from Philadelphia. Nothing about you says Philadelphia. You went any, mini, money, mo and landed on the Eagles and been rocking with them bum ass niggas ever since. Niggas in Philly don't even line up their beards. Used to brush your face in high school. Nigga, don't let me start talking about you, bro. Cortez said, I've played in both stadiums and Jerry's World is special. Yeah, I know. Trippy said, nah, y'all got Trey Lance. He y'all future. Dead. Bring in Shador. But we all for this. I'm not taking no more Cowboy slander. We just talking about which rivalries in sports are real and which ones are fake. All of a sudden, this became the ultimate attack on the Cowboys. So, chat 333 is not in my good graces right now. So we gonna move on to the next subject. It's the Classic Code Sports. We out. All right, let's go to the reaction video. Hating ass niggas. I ain't fucking with y'all today. Me and the chat into it today. Not you, Soft Rain. You good. Let's see. Let's go to the reaction. We sliding over to Corey Holcomb. He got some interesting takes on transactional relationships. Instead of watching it, I just got to the part where he brought it up and then stopped it so I could do an authentic reaction for you Cowboy hating ass people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about Corey Holcomb, transactional relationships. Let's see what's going on with it.
He always got something great to say. But listen, I want to say to the ladies, you're going to have to deal with this, because even though I'm saying it now, even though I joked about it on Cam Newton's show, this is what America is about to turn into. Men all over America, you should really listen to me, especially if you have something to lose. Marriage is the old model. Your relationships with most, I would say 80% of the women in America should be transactional. Let me say that again. I'm talking to all men. 80% of the women you deal with in America, the relationship should be transactional. 20% of the women in America are worth trying to build with, but the other 80%, you should have a totally transactional relationship with them, because we don't know how to pick a woman. Let me explain something to y'all. Corey Holcomb,
Before he gives his explanation as to why he came up with this 80-20 and how 80% of the women should be dealt with transactionally in America and 20% are fit to, I guess, be wives. How y'all feel about that, chat? Don't get quiet now. Y'all had so much to say about the Cowboys during the sports section. What y'all think about this? Do you feel that men should make the adjustment to the modern woman by the way of engaging in primarily transactional relationships? Let me know what y'all think. I'm going to let Corey give his explanation.
likes to go to the strip club every once in a while. Do you know why I like going to the strip club every once in a while? Because I am absolutely blown away and fascinated looking at all of the female bodies. When you don't look at that all the time, when you're not around it all of the time, you are blown away looking at all of the female bodies in the strip club. I actually like that I'm not used to it.
And there's a couple of good
I
reasons.
enjoy looking at them so much. It's like it's so fascinating to look at all of the different human bodies. But check this out. I wouldn't pick a stripper to be my real girl. Now, this way it goes to what I'm talking about. We don't know how to pick a real woman. Corey Holcomb would look at the strippers as if they are not to be chosen as the real girl. But let me tell you something. The women I've chose to be the real girls are worse than the strippers. I get more honesty from the strippers. The women who I have tried to build with have all lied to me. The women who I have tried to build with have told me I'm no good because I have been a philanderer. A philanderer is a guy who messes with different women. I have been that. But when I dig deep into the women that I have been in serious relationships with, they're all scumbags.
Damn. Sheesh. All right, chat. Let's see what y'all talking about. Goodness gracious. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me go up a little bit. Cortez said classic versus the chat is a good rivalry. Shit, it wasn't that until today, huh? Who from Philly and got a lined up beard? Nobody. He said he can't beat the chat. Shit, I just kicked y'all ass. I get the last word. Didn't you know? Didn't you know? I get the last word. Yeah, I can crash out and just cut this mug off. I ain't gonna do that though. Let's see. It was transactional, all right. I supplied the eggplant, and they brought the cat. Soft Rain said, people got their hand out. It's a what can you do for me society. How did we get there, Soft Rain, in your opinion? No wrong answers. Trippy said it should be, but since society in the US is woman-oriented, then I can't see it being an actual thing. Well, Trippy, let me push back a little bit. Don't you feel like it's primarily transactional now? Don't you think we've already shifted into that? You just got men that are trying to settle down with these women who are primarily superficial? Or no? Let me know. I'm here to have a conversation. Joe Jet said, basically, yeah, but it's complex. To keep it simple, comparison is the thief of joy. You don't have to do everything to see what you like. It actually ruins you. I agree. Trippy, men gonna have to set a real standard and stick by it for marriage. This will have women choose what side they want to be on. I thought God set the standard though already. Well, that's over with. We not doing that no more. Correct me if I'm wrong. Podcast says sounds like all to me. Here you go. Here you go. Cortez said it is transactional as a whole. Elaborate on that, Cortez. Elaborate on that.
And I look at the stripper like the stripper is nothing. But I'm telling you, the women that I've been in relationships with, when you really break down how they try to make it seem like I'm bad and they're good, when I dig into who they are, I find out, oh, this is a dirtbag. I've been in relationships where a woman will hide what she has, but take everything I have.
Damn. Yeah, that's a leech right there. That's the definition of a leech. Joe said, if you want that man, then you won't have standards. If you don't want the man, then you'll have him jump through hoops or make interactions transactional. That's yeah, I think I've discussed that before. I said that that's evil. Like when women know that they're not actually interested in a guy, but they still accept things from him, whether it's his time, his resources, a combination of his time and resources, etc. I think that's evil. You know what I mean? And I think it's disingenuous to say the least. Trippy said it is transactional, but it's an under the table type of thing where nobody wants to actually admit it. If it became official, then romance movies wouldn't hit the same for these women. I didn't look at it through the lens of how it would impact entertainment. Pretty Woman still sold good though. Pretty Woman was still a box seller, right? A box office seller. Pretty Woman was a box seller. She was though, wasn't she?
Classic.
That was an honest mistake. But yeah, as far as him saying deal with 80% of American women transactionally and like 20% are fit to like build with or be taken seriously, I have to say, I mean, I can't really go against what he's saying because I feel like I've been saying it on my content since we started doing this. Like wives have always been rare. First and foremost, they've always been the lesser, right? There's more women than wives, but 80-20, I think it's probably a little more rare than that, honestly, these days. Especially with the economy being where it is, you got a lot of women that's dealing with men out of straight lack, right? So, I mean, I don't know. It's tricky, though, for him. I mean, I know he just threw out ballpark figures. He don't have no way to substantiate it. It's just a theory for him. But shit, I think it's just how it's become. He's just telling men to just adjust to it and get with the program because that's what it is now. Lisa said, shout out to Lisa in the chat.
Classic.
Chat 333 filing in. A lot of women already treat relationships as transactional. Yep, that's what I was saying. Yep, I agree. Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast. If it's not all why was Pretty Woman so successful? I mean, so was The Notebook, though, dog.
Classic.
Come on, McBride. Come on. You got something better than that. Pretty Woman was successful, but so was The Notebook. So was Jason's Lyric. So was, you know what I'm saying? Love movies do just as good as hoe movies. Lisa said she definitely was a box seller. Facts.
Classic.
She was selling that thing for the high, too. It was not on clearance. Trippy said also, it depends on what we mean by transaction, because any relationship has some sort of transaction to it. Nobody going to do things without expecting something in return, to be honest. True. I think Corey Holcomb is talking about like upfront, right? So not a mutual exchange in regards to, so what you describing, Trippy, is more so about like reciprocity and mutual exchange and being on one accord. I think that's what you describing more so than transactional. Transactional is more so like female out in the dough. She letting you know, like, hey, my rent is whatever amount, my phone is this much, my hair and nails is this much, you know, my this, that, and the third is this much. Like, if you're gonna rock with me, I need to have an understanding of like what you can take care of. Like, what load are you taking off? They could just come in the dough with that. And you come in the dough with shit. Okay, well, based on what you just told me, I probably could fuck with your hair and nails once a month like that. And, you know, maybe put some on your lights, but you know, how much coochie that's gonna get me for the month. You know what I'm saying? And you just had a conversation just like that, like literally haggling for that thing. That's what I think Corey getting at. Just make it off the rip. Because Corey talk a lot about leaving a little money on the dresser for her. You know what I'm saying? He talk a lot about that. Just flat out paying for it. I'll tell you what, though, it's been proven that countries where prostitution, because I can't say the real word, countries where prostitution is legalized have lower crime rates in regards to actual related crimes. You know what I'm saying? They have lower crime rates because a lot of the creeps and the freaks and the perverts, they could just go pay for it. They ain't got to snatch nobody into a dark alley. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that I've already said that America should probably consider legalizing. They legalize all type of other bullshit. You might as well legalize something that's going to make it, you know, a safer environment for the 304s of the world and a safer and a less tricky environment for the men who don't have good luck with women. They could just come out their pockets and get what they need. Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast said he's saying pick your 304, like I said. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. Cortez said Pretty Woman is an example. They believe they can live however and still deserve the top of the hill. I mean, some of them get it though. It's just, I think the issue now is you just got a lot more people that are playing the lottery, right? Like the odds of a woman having a super duper promiscuous past and then being able to overcome that and still get like a high earning, what we call high value or a top tier caliber man to come from that past and then end up in that situation, you playing the Powerball. And I think a lot of chicks, they see one woman do it or see two women do it and they like, oh, that could be me. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's, again, it's like the lottery. How many people play versus how many people win? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just a lot of people out here playing the lottery. Cortez said, correct me if I'm wrong, podcast said, she was a 304 in The Notebook too. Might want to rewatch. I never watched The Notebook, nigga. I just know it was a love story. You know what I'm saying? I never watched The Notebook. Do I look like I watched The Notebook, bro?
Classic.
Matter of fact, do I talk like I watched The Notebook, bro?
Classic.
I'm not watching no fucking Notebook. That's y'all ass at the crib simping watching that bullshit. I'm not watching that shit. Trippy said, I mean, with these AI robots coming out, this transaction shit might change by force. A X-bot might change the game up completely. Oh, we already talked about it. It's a wrap. Once they get them joints all the way down, like y'all seen the movie with Megan Fox, the movie with Megan Fox where she was supposed to be like a little robot lady and shit, and she was seducing them and all that. When they get them robots looking real, and them motherfuckers don't say no, you know how many dudes gonna go ahead and just drop 40,000 and never have to tell nobody to shut up again? Come on, man. You know how many dudes gonna drop that 40? I'm not into it, but I know it's a whole bunch of people that are. I bet you it's a market for it. The first ones that come out, they're gonna be super expensive. Then China gonna reverse engineer them joints on my mama, and they gonna have them for 20,000. Every incel you know gonna have two of them at the house. I'm talking about having too much fun on the nightly. You understand me? It's about to be a wrap. All these back talking, insubordinate, disobedient, submission is a bad word to me as females finna be out of luck. They're gonna have to go with each other.
We'll go to court to take everything I have, but hide everything they have. But the stripper bitches I fuck with, I'm able to communicate with and get what I want, long as I come up with what they want. This is what I'm saying. This is why America is so messed up right now. You are better off in a transactional relationship than being in a relationship with somebody where you put trust into them by allowing yourself to be married to them. Because when you allow yourself to be married to them, if you don't know by now, I don't know what rock you're crawling from under, you're entering a contract with the state. Marriage used to be between man, woman, God. Now, when you get a marriage certificate, the state owns you, your wife, your kids, your property, everything, and they distribute it as they will. That's why you shouldn't get married. It's an old model. You should have a woman or women you deal with, and it is transactional until you find that 20% that might be a queen worth merging with. But it's very rare that you're going to find a queen in this hot mess of insincerity.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I think we got what we need from Corey, but I will agree with him on the fact that wives have always been rare. They've always been the minority amongst females, the wife type, but they are significantly more rare today. And I definitely, that's the closing agreement that I'm going to make with him on that. Some of the other details in regards to like just how venomous, you know, the other 80%, in his words, the other 80% of women are, I think there's levels to it all across the spectrum. He said, LOL, hey man, I've been a cake. That movie will get shorty where you want her. Listen, man, I heard The Notebook is a great cuddle movie. You know what I mean? The female be crying and vulnerable when it's over and you can land the deal. Awesome. I'm not doing all that shit, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not sitting down watching The Notebook because for the sake of simping and shit. But you know, you've been married for over a decade, my boy. So you got to do what you got to do, champ. I ain't sitting down watching that bullshit. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, man, that was Corey Holcomb on transactional relationships. He feels like that's going to be the saving grace for the climate, but we shall see. If you watch this on the rewatch, the edited version of this video, jump in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about his notion, and let's have a conversation about it so we can crack these codes for sure.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
Yes, Lord. All right, y'all. Let's move into the question of the day. The fella's been so vocal. Let's put it on us right now. What can men do to fix the marriage crisis? Let's get right into it. What can men do to fix the marriage crisis? What actionable things can we partake in that you feel like would increase, or, you know, I don't know, keep families together, or damn, off the rip, Cortez said leave. How's that gonna fix the marriage crisis, bro? Let me post the question again. What can men do to fix the marriage crisis? Meaning more people start getting married because less people are even participating in marriage. So more people start getting married again and more people stay married. So we want the marriage rate to go up and the divorce rate to go down. So what can men do? Correct me if I'm wrong. Podcast said nothing except end no fault divorce. What's no fault divorce? Educate me. Let me look that up real quick. Let's crack this code. No fault divorce definition. Let's see. No fault divorce. A no fault divorce is a legal process that allows a marriage to be dissolved without a spouse having to prove the other did anything wrong, like adultery or cruelty. Instead of assigning blame, the filing spouse merely needs to state that the marriage has broken down due to irreconcilable differences or irretrievable breakdown, a phase indicating the relationship cannot be repaired. This approach focuses on resolving issues like asset division and child custody in a less contentious manner, as no one is proven to be at fault. Joe Jett said, don't get the government contract, and then that will get the government's attention to fix it. We as men have to fix the culture, which has male leadership, and stop listening to women on how to lead. Oh, Joe, was you in the live yesterday? Male leadership for black men. That shit over with, champ.
Classic.
We already cracked that code. You must have missed the live yesterday. Yeah, Joe, we talked about that yesterday. You got to go rewatch the live from yesterday. We already figured that out. Male leadership over with. That shit over with. Is you crazy? That shit is a wrap, dog. You need permission. Souls of Thought said, what's making it a crisis? Well, I would say it's a crisis because the divorce rates are up and the marriage participation rate is down. So that means there are, and then the single family household rate is up. So all the what we would perceive to be bad numbers are high, and all the good numbers are low. And so that's why I call it a crisis. Souls, do you not see it as a crisis with the amount of broken households we got, and the amount of like single parent households or fatherless, motherless households, both? Trippy said, set a better standard for sure. Don't let that pretty face and big booty override your decision. Shit easier said than done, though. Trippy a fool, classic. Man. He said, so only numbers? Nah, the impact on society makes it a crisis. I mean, the numbers depict what we're dealing with, and then the impact on society is what it is, right? We've seen what the single parent households are doing to the kids that are growing up into these dysfunctional ass adults in a large portion of the instances. So I would consider that to be a crisis, right? We see how the family court system is dragging men all up and down the street in the way of their emotions, their finances, their time, and a whole bunch of other things. So I mean, you got the child support laws and shit like that working against some men who are active and present. So, I mean, it's a crisis for sure. Souls of Thought said, I don't think it's a crisis. The negative outcomes come from the men not being good fathers. Let's talk about it. What y'all think, chat? Do y'all think men are not being good fathers, or do you think that men are not being allowed to be the fathers? What do y'all think it is? More of or most of? Do you think majority of these kids that are out here fatherless or with not even fatherless, but with co-parenting situations, do y'all feel like the majority of the people in co-parenting situations, they have a less than substantial father figure involved in the situation? Or is it a situation where the father wants to be more, but the woman is prohibiting it? And no wrong answers. We don't have any stats to substantiate this. I just want to know what y'all think based on what y'all see. Souls of Thought says you don't have to be married to play your role as a father. Too many excuses. Lisa said men aren't being allowed. I would agree.
Classic.
I think there are more men not being allowed to be the fathers that they would like to be to their children than there are men who are just deadbeats off rip. I totally agree with that. I totally agree. Joe Jett said, I think men are picking the wrong women. People think you have to get married instead of realizing that there's very few wives out here. I think that's what Corey Holcomb was just talking about, Joe. That's what Corey Holcomb was just talking about. And I talk about it all the time, too, as you already know, Joe. You already know I talk about it all the time. It's rare as hell. Like, you really got to go through the haystack and find your needle. You know what I mean? And that whole like there's somebody for everybody thing is not. It's a real competition out here. You know what I'm saying? And so you definitely got to, if you're going to be in the game, you got to get in it with great intentions, and you can't be scared to get hurt out here. You got to be ready to dust yourself off and try again. If that's something that means something to you, like getting a wife and locking in and all that as a man, if you really want to find one of the gems or one of the diamonds in the rough, you got to be prepared to go on a journey that got some things in it that you may not even foresee for you. But you can win. Soft Rain said some men are not being good fathers, but I will say there are good fathers out there. You straddling the fence, April. I need you to pick a side. What you think there's more of, based on what you can see, your experience, not just your own personal experience, but what you can see around you in your web of people. Do you feel like, you know, more men are being hindered by different things from being the father that they would like to be to their children in some capacity? Or do you think there's more men that are simply just choosing not to be around or to do the bare minimum or nothing at all simply because maybe they didn't want the child in the first place? I'm just asking for your hypothesis, what you think there's more of, because I like your response, but it's kind of in the middle though. Souls of Thought said, y'all got it. Oh, we can agree to disagree, Souls. Don't get like that with us, brother.
Classic.
Don't get like that. I see where you're coming from, though. He said you don't have to be married to play your role as a father. I totally agree. But you also could be prohibited based on the court, like with the laws and the way the court system is set up. A woman could use the government against you, literally. And so I'm asking, do y'all feel like it's more of that going on? Or do you feel like men are truly, largely deadbeats? Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast said, no such thing as a good anything, but for the sake of argument, how good of a father can you truly be outside the home of your children's souls? He's talking to Souls of Thought. I would like an answer to that too. How good of a father can you truly be outside of the home of your children? He's asking Souls of Thought. Lisa said, I'm in my experience, I see more fathers in their children's lives. I agree. And then of the ones that aren't in their children's lives, do you think they're being prohibited from it, or do you think they just regular old deadbeats? Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast said question was for Soft Rain. My bad, Souls. Oh, okay. Soft Rain said there's plenty of opportunities to be a good father outside the home, be present and show up. Yeah, I mean, joint custody can work for people. You go get your kids, when you got them, make it count. You know what I'm saying? And when they not with you, you instill things in them, and you talk to them when you got them. You know what I'm saying? Instill things in them, so when they not with you, they got a foundation. They got foundational principles they can live off of. Souls of Thought said, amazing. He said you could be an amazing father outside the home. That was his answer to you. Trippy said, what percentage of women actually look at cues to see if a man will be a good father? Hell of a question. What y'all think, chat? What percentage of women actually look at? I don't think that's what, at the age most women produce their first child, and this is most, not all, obviously, but at the age most women be having their child, and this is based on what I can see. When at the age most women have their first child, especially ones who have their children out of wedlock, normally it's by a knucklehead, because they still generally at the age where they choosing bad. Women don't necessarily smarten up picking men ever in most cases. But if they are going to smarten up with picking men, it'll definitely be like later on type shit. And by then, unfortunately, some of them already got 1, 2, or a few kids already by knuckleheads. But I will say the knuckleheads do grow the fuck up. And even if they wasn't there for their baby at ages 1 through 4, you do see men mature themselves and spin the block and try to be good dads. Now, whether or not they actually are, again, allowed to, it's a different conversation. This conversation altogether is tricky, y'all. It's tricky and it's sticky. Souls of Thought said it's no different than married homes. You spend more time with your co-workers than your family. I like that. That's logical. Can't argue with a good point. Correct me if I'm wrong. Talk to him. Lisa said, you're as good as the time that you have with them. Makes sense to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, said that sounds bare minimal, not good. Saying you can do it doesn't say how. Souls of Thought said, okay, we got a rumble in the chat, y'all. We got a rumble in the chat.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance.
We got
standing at 6'2".
We got a rumble in the chat, y'all.
Classic.
Do I need to drop the link, gentlemen? Is everybody okay? Do I need to drop the link? I've got very minimal time today. Got somewhere to be. Souls of Thought said, let me see. Hold on. Let me catch up. My bad. Y'all feel this one. He said, I'm living proof, and those who know my situation, I should technically be at a disadvantage, but I don't do excuses. Talk your shit.
Classic.
He said he manned up. He ain't trying to hear that. He manned up. What you talking about? Correct me if I'm wrong. What you talking about? Joe Jet said, They don't want a father and a healthy bloodline. They want a crip. Lisa said, utilize that time wisely, and you can be an amazing father outside the home. Okay. They not with you,
Classic.
B. They not with you. They said it can be done. Souls of Thought said, Mr. McBride, let's have a conversation and not play on words. It's a serious matter. Hey, let's get ready to rumble. Trippy said, having a kid out of wedlock is already a negative cue, to be honest. So is it really more of the woman's fault or the man's? If a man marries a stripper, people say you know what you signed up for. Trippy, I got mixed emotions about this because some situations really it's overused as an excuse. I'm gonna start by saying that women overuse the excuse that they didn't know that this nigga wasn't shit when they was pregnant and having his baby. They had no idea at all. This dude was Denzel Washington level acting with it, right? He transformed into a new nigga once the baby came, or why, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll swear that they had no idea. He was the ultimate Decepticon, right? And then with men having children out of wedlock, I would say 95% of the time is an accident. Oops. Yeah, on the man side, a lot of times he wasn't trying to make a baby with that chick. He was just trying to hit raw. He wasn't trying to make no shorty. These dudes out here having oops babies. They think they pull out game strong. You know what I'm saying? They running up in everything, bald head, and they making kids. They spreading their seed. You know what I mean? It's a reason why black women have 1 million plus more children than black men by black men. It's because they sharing baby daddies. The stats don't lie. So when you say having kids out of wedlock is already a negative cue, to be honest, you saying like if he or she meets the other person and they already have children out of wedlock, you saying that's a red flag? Like that's a negative cue? You could feel either way about that. That's preferential. So is it really more of a woman's fault or a man's? I think in every situation is different, right? It could be a situation where the man clearly should have known better. It could be a situation where the woman clearly should have known better. But I think in most of those situations that end up toxic or tumultuous and all of that, I think most of those situations, somebody definitely should have known better. I don't ever think I think it's rarely a situation where it's like two people had the purest of intentions and good hearts, and both of them were great, amazing people, and they end up co-parenting, and it's like turbulent as hell. There are people out here who have great co-parenting setups. Soft Rain said, not all baby mamas are bitter either or keeping their child from the father. Mine has full access to his son and still chooses not to be there. I don't want to get too personal, but in general, I'm going to take it off of you, Soft Rain. I just want to use what you said. In general, in those situations where like the woman expresses that she's a single mother and that the father has access, he's not being limited or held back in any way, may not even be on child support at all, but he just chooses not to be there. It always makes the light bulb go off and ask the question, like, what went on between the two adults? And I don't want you to answer this, Soft Rain, because I'm not trying to get into your personal business. If you want to share it as an example, that's totally up to you, but that's not what I'm on. I'm speaking in general, though. That's the question that comes to mind. Like when a woman be like, yeah, I got a child, my baby's father don't be around whatsoever at all. I don't even have him on child support, and he just don't want to be around. The first thing that pop in my head is what happened between the two of y'all, because him not wanting to be around sometimes may not have to do with the baby, and that may not be your situation, Soft Rain. I'm just speaking in general. Correct me if I'm wrong. Podcast said, have you heard how yet? I sure haven't. How you could be a good father? Yeah, I have. Correct me if I'm wrong. You just not accepting their answer. They said that you can be a good father by way of maximizing the time that you spend. They also express to Souls also expressed to you that having joint custody is similar to being in the home, because regardless of the matter, you're going to spend more time working and earning to provide than you are raising your kids as a man anyway, which I thought was a great logical point. So you are getting answers, bro. You just don't like the answers you getting. Soft Rain said, be present and show up. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's that simple. Yeah, they answering you. Lisa said they knew. Yeah, mostly somebody knew they shouldn't have been getting somebody pregnant. The woman either knew she shouldn't have been getting pregnant by dude, or the dude knew he shouldn't have been leaving it in. But somebody knew. Souls of Thought said a man will fight for everything else. But when it comes to the kids, it's courts, child support, the woman, on and on. Be the man, be present. Talk, souls. Talk.
Classic.
This one near and dear to that brother heart. He not playing with y'all today. This ain't even no crash out. He trying to learn y'all something. Lisa said they just ignored the red flags because of their emotions. Now you cooking with hot grease.
Classic.
A lot of people out here leaving that thing in and running up in there bald headed because of how they feel at the moment. Cortez said 100. Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast. They also ain't cut from who I am. Everybody hit the like button. The like should match the amount of people in here. Let's get it. Totally free. Super chats are open, but if y'all don't want to spend no money, please just hit that like button for me, for the algorithm. I love this dialogue. Correct me if I'm wrong, said they also ain't cut from who I am. Actually marrying the mother of my children and being a full-time father every day, every hour, actively teaching and training in the most mundane of daily situations. So he's saying, so I think your argument is, correct me if I'm wrong about your argument, but you're saying you can't optimize fatherhood outside the home. You're saying what is good really, and you're saying to be an optimal father, to be a father at the highest level, you're saying you need to be in the home. I get your argument. I understand both sides of this thing. Soft Rain said, I watched mine be present for his oldest son and being a good father. Still, my child got ghosted. See, that's what I'm saying. It begs the question of what happened between the two adults. And again, not on you, but in general. That's what makes me think about that. You know what I'm saying? Cortez said, I've said it before. They all have kids with the same dudes. The numbers show us that. Souls of Thought said, show up at school, bring lunch, mail gifts, whatever you got to do. Allow your child to have the conversation when they get older. He's standing on it. Trippy said, if she has the baby and they are not married, and I'll call slight cap, 9 out of 10, if the brother or father met the baby daddy, they could tell her he wasn't going to be shit. It's only her that falls for that. Yeah, the process of women bringing men around the men in their family to vet the men that they're dealing with, that's kind of old school. I think them days over with. Like getting the approval of Unc and getting the approval of Pops. Shit, half the time they don't know Pops no more. You know what I mean? Or Pops locked up or Pops gone. You know what I mean? But even if Pops is around, that process is kind of over. It's not normal no more. Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast said 14 years in the next month. I grew happy anniversary, dog. And I grew up in the ultimate mixed family, and you fathers, in parentheses, as well intentioned as you are, aren't being the fathers you think you are being. When I asked how, I'm asking for logistics, details, not just show up, be present. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, podcast said exactly. So you saying it's levels. Essentially what y'all discussing is the levels,
Classic.
Right? And shout out to my chat for having such a sophisticated conversation here. Souls of Thought said, working in mental health, majority of women aren't even happy with the fathers in the homes. But what would I know? They forgot you really do this to earn a living, Norris.
Classic.
They forgot you really do this, dog. They forgot. But I don't think either one of y'all are wrong. I think y'all making separate arguments. So what, correct me if I'm wrong, podcast is kind of saying, I'm gonna put it in my own interpretation. He's saying there's levels to being a father. If you want to be, he's saying to be a father on level 10, shit, probably level 9, you need to be in the house. That's his argument. So he's saying if you outside the house, but you doing your best, you can cap your ceiling based on what he's saying, not his words, mine. You can cap your ceiling of potential, your rating of being a good father at like a 7 or 8 because you're not in the crib. He's saying to be level 9, level 10 father, you need to be in the house. That's kind of where he at with it. And I'm just giving y'all my analysis. Souls of Thought is saying there's no excuses. If you're not in the crib, you can still be a level 10. You just got to make sure you're doing what you need to do to make that happen, whatever that looks like for you. If it's long distance, maybe you need to put budget in the side to be back and forth with your travel. If it's, you know, if you can't be back and forth with your travel, you making sure they always feel your presence, constant video calls, sending gifts, making sure they come be with you for the summer, or maybe they come be with you for the school year. Like, I get what he's saying. Both of y'all just got to agree to disagree on this. Y'all on opposite sides of the spectrum. So as the thought said, so what type of father will you be when they go off to school? That's a great question, because that's your way of pretty much saying you're not going to always be present. At some point, they're going to part from you, and you still are a father at a distance. I get what you're saying, Souls. I get what you're saying.
Classic.
It's a good question. He says, so now they have to explain how they could be level 10 while not being in the home. Well, he just asked you a question to kind of get your answer to that. Well, how will you be when you're still in the home, but they aren't? How are you a level 10 father when you're still in the home, but your children have left the home? And they're still young enough for you to still be needing to provide and protect to some degree. How do you operate as level 10 when they off at university or whatever? They moved out at 18 or whatever. Like, how do you still operate as level 10 then? He wants an answer. But, man, this is a great question of the day. I'm going to have to get off of it here in a second, though, because I'm running low on time. I told y'all I got an appointment, and we still got to get to the code language. We probably aren't going to be able to get to the TikTok reaction. I didn't know this question was going to go up like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast says. So now they have to, oh, yeah, you already said that. So I'm just waiting on the response. But, yeah, let me give y'all my consensus on this. What can men do to fix the marriage crisis? Because we got off in the fatherhood and all of that. But to fix the marriage crisis, I think that I think one thing we could do, and this is just me, I'm not saying that this is an ultimate fix, but it's an idea, right? I think that men need to sharpen up on their vetting. I think you just need to vet better and stop simping out. Like, just like women are saying, you know, we've heard the Queen's panel say it on multiple panels now about how for certain parts of them to be unlocked or accessed, they want a man to show them something that makes them comfortable or safe or whatever to a degree. And I think men need to be similar in regards to making sure these women show themselves approved. You know what I'm saying? You definitely gonna need somebody to put some skin in the game before you just run off and get on this paperwork, or just, you know, get prenups. Get you an ironclad prenup to where when shit get rough, she's not incentivized to run and get a lawyer. It makes her think a little harder, be a little more tolerant and patient, sit still for a second. When you dealing with somebody who on paper is incentivized to dip on your ass when you not meeting whatever it is that they want you to meet for a little bit, I mean, why wouldn't they go run and get the stimulus package and move on from your ass? You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't know. But to be all the way real, I'm gonna read y'all comments to finish it. But to be all the way real, I don't really feel like fixing the marriage crisis is on men. So this question was kind of loaded from the door. I'm glad that it sparked this type of conversation. But to be honest with you, I don't think fixing the marriage crisis is on men. I really don't. Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast said, daughter is leaving my house to her husband's house. Son will be close. I'm not kicking kids out after high school. Hell of an answer. So as a thought said, you got it, McBride. You almost on the fence of disrespect. Damn.
Classic.
He disrespecting? He on the fence, Souls? Souls ain't feeling it. Trippy said, hey, so me and Classic agreed in. I just said pretty face and big booty. What you mean? What you talking about? Cortez said, that's why I said leave. Men can't fix it. I don't know if leaving isn't. I just think that the fix is largely in the hands of the women. If you look at the stats, you know what I'm saying? Most of the divorces are filed by the women. So the divorce rate being high is on women statistically. So, I mean, if we just having an objective conversation, that's currently what it is. And those numbers being high also is telling about the brand of woman that we're dealing with on average today. So the truth of the matter is, with the percentage of wives walking around these streets in America of all ethnicities, with the percentage of women who are fit to be wives being a little lower these days, I think there should be less people participating in marriage. And I think that'll fix the crisis, if you will, right? Like people that are getting married are being very selective, vetting well, and then these marriages actually end up staying and sustaining and working more so than people giving the shit a shot, giving it a try, and then it contributes to the divorce rate somehow. You know what I'm saying? I think people need to pace themselves better. I'm just trying to come up with some things that could be implemented towards a resolution. Correct me if I'm wrong, said, I'm confused, souls. How do you figure I'm reaching disrespect exactly? That's right. You two grown men get some understanding now. You guys play nice Classic. Now. Oh man, I wish this was a panel. Lisa said, I think it should be mandatory for people to have therapy. Hey, I'm with that shit. I'm with that. I know, correct me if I'm wrong, finna say no. Classic. But I'm with it. He doesn't believe in therapy. Soft Rain said there's tons of families that live apart due to military or careers. That doesn't mean that the father wouldn't be rated any less. As long as he's putting in effort outside the home, then that's all that matters. Now, my take on this, right, in regards to, because Souls and Soft Rain are kind of in the same spot in regards to the father not being in the home and still being able to be optimal. Mr. McBride is on the side of you can't be a level 10 daddy unless you in the house. I'm more so in this space. I think to determine what y'all talking about, you damn near need to ask the babies. Need to talk to the kids. You damn near need to ask the kids. Cortez says psychiatry, maybe. You think motherfuckers need psychiatrists, folks? They need some medicine, gang? Lisa said, laughing at Cortez, that boy a fool, ain't he? They need some medicine trap? That's wild work. All right, y'all, look, we're going to get off the question of the day because I'm running out of fucking time, man. In regards to what men could do to fix the marriage crisis, vet more, probably reduce the amount of marriages that are being participated in and make it more of an efficient thing, right? Let's get a better shooting percentage with this thing going. And on top of that, I would say be up front in the door. Everything else, I think, is on the ladies, man. I think everything else is on the ladies. Last comment on this. I hear the therapy thing, but when do we address culture? People get therapy and still be bogus. Cortez said, at Joe, yes. Nah, people go to therapy like once or twice and still be bogus. Niggas don't be getting therapy. I ain't gonna hold you, Joe. It'd be a lot of people lying. Like if you wasn't in therapy for some months, or if you didn't go to therapy to the point where your therapist told you, I think you can scale it back to just calling me for touch-ups, you know what I'm saying? Like emergency meetings or whatever. Like if you haven't gotten to the point where the therapist is telling you, I think you straight. Like I think you can just call me when you need me at this point. You don't need to be coming to see me because this should start. I know when I started therapy, I was going every week, nigga. I needed help because I was going to hurt somebody and not myself, right? And then it went from every week to shit, just come see me every other week. And then it went from every other week to once a week. And then eventually, shit, I stopped going. But I can make the 911 appointment so I don't crash all the way out in real time. Joe laughing. Yeah, motherfuckers be lying, Joe. They be talking about, yeah, I've been to therapy before. They went to the introductory appointment on my mama and never went back. Fuck you talking about? Talking about they went to therapy before. Motherfuckers be capping. Classic. Lisa said, right. And then they need to learn how to shop for the right therapist. Facts. That'd be the thing, too. They'll go to one therapy session, which would be the introductory session. Maybe don't really feel the vibe with that therapist and then don't go seek another one to try to get the right fit for themselves. It's nasty work. Process is a thing for people. People don't be wanting to go through the process. Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast. My daughter teacher just started high school. His daughter just started high school. Hello, your daughter just came to speak with me. What a doll. Thank you for raising such a respectful, kind young lady. That's what your daughter's teacher said. That's what's up. Congratulations on being a good father. Classic. Souls of Thought said, right, Lisa, shopping for the right therapist is just like looking for a significant other. I would say it's a little less intense, but it's definitely a process. It's definitely a process. I'm with you. Lisa said, yep, y'all making friends and shit. Classic. Girl power in the chat and shit, fellas. All right, hey, but that's it for the question of the day, man. That's it for the question of the day. All right, y'all burnt up all my time on the question of the day and the reaction video. So what we gonna do is we gonna save the code language and the TikTok reaction for tomorrow. Either that or I'll try to stream again tonight. I don't know, but we'll save those for a later time because I have a dentist appointment that I gotta run to, chat. So I can't even do chat Q&A. I gotta get ready to get up out the door. But you know, I appreciate y'all. Make sure everybody hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you send this out to your friends and family if you feel like they're the type of person that will benefit from anything that we cover here. Remember, this is a sociology channel. No matter where you tapped in from, subscribe. If you're watching me on Twitch right now, subscribe. If you're watching me on Rumble right now, subscribe. If you watch me on YouTube, you already know what it is. It's chat 333 until it's over with. You understand me? Got a couple more comments on the way out the door. Correct me if I'm wrong. Said, I know Souls ain't really upset. Shit, he got off the he stopped chatting with you, dog. He stopped chatting with you, dog. Soft Rain said 333. Yeah, man. Dump them threes in the chat real quick, man. Classic. I know I can't do chat Q&A today, but I'll still give y'all a little bit of the song. Let's go.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you more made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with real life. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in prison. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it end with me. It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently.
Yeah.
I should start a foundation. They be make a wish in me. I got these hoes in the fringe. They can't seem to get to me. They out of math.
333 chat, what up?
Take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me. Let's get focused. Want the fruits of your labor, gotta climb the tree. Yeah, I'm out here planting seeds, cause I got a lot to leave. I be putting in long miles. I ain't gotta stop to breathe.
All right, chat. It's been fun. We had a great show. I appreciate the chat for all the interaction. If y'all don't do nothing else for me, make sure y'all stick to the codes. We got another classic.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters, were left in the cold. Hardened my